Did you know that infidelity is the #1 reason for divorce in America today? But what if I told you the seeds of infidelity were planted long before social media, dating apps, or even the first wedding ceremony? Maybe you've been hurt by infidelity, or maybe you're struggling with temptation. But why is this issue so universal? It transcends race, culture, and people all over the world. Infidelity is universal. It's a human thing. To find the answer, we have to go all the way back to the very first relationship, Adam and Eve. The Bible says in Genesis 2:25 that Adam and Eve were both naked and they were not ashamed. They had total trust and total intimacy. But then came the serpent's lie and a single act of disobedience, eating from a tree that God said was off limits. Think about it. Infidelity is not just physical. It is a betrayal of trust. Adam and Eve's sin wasn't about sex. It was about breaking their covenant with God and with each other. The moment they ate, the Bible says in Genesis 3:7 that they became aware that they were naked and they began to sew fig leaves together to cover themselves. Shame entered and intimacy was lost. Isn't that what happens today in infidelity? One secret, one betrayal, and suddenly the entire idea of trust is gone. We start hiding, we cover up, we feel exposed and ashamed, just like Adam and Eve. Here's the truth. Every act of infidelity is rooted in a spiritual problem, a break in covenant. It's not just about the other person. It's about turning away from God's design for intimacy, honesty, and trust. That's why no amount of trying harder is going to fix it. We need a new heart. What I'm about to share with you isn't easy, but it's necessary. In my first marriage, I got married when I was 24 years old, and I was married for 16 years. And my first marriage was destroyed because I was unfaithful. So when I talk about infidelity, it's not because I've read about it or I've heard about it. I've actually lived it. My first marriage ended, like I said, because I was unfaithful. I broke covenant, not just my wife and my kids, but with God. I thought it was all about attraction or unmet needs or circumstances, but the real issue was deeper. Just like Adam and Eve, I turned away from God's design and I chose my own way over his way. The shame that followed was unbearable. I started hiding, just like Adam and Eve. I tried to sow fig leaves. I started hiding from my wife. I started hiding from my kids. I started hiding from God. And I ultimately started hiding from myself, which began a slew of addiction problems. The intimacy was gone. My ex-wife did not want me to lay a finger on her, and rightly so. I had betrayed her body, I had betrayed her trust, and I had betrayed our covenant. And no amount of trying harder, no amount of counseling, no amount of promising her that I would never do it again would fix what I had broken with my own strength. That's why for me and anyone who is struggling with infidelity, we need more than willpower. We need God to give us a new heart. We need God to restore what sin destroyed. The good news, Jesus came to restore what was lost in Eve. No matter what your past, there is forgiveness. There is healing. You can be naked and unashamed again with God first and then with your spouse. Drop a comment below. What's one lie that you believed about marriage that you found out was totally false? Let's break the silence and start a real conversation. And if you found this helpful, share this with someone that you know needs help today.